Most of you who tuned in to the Thursday night game between the Indianapolis Colts and the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 12 will remember this route by Antonio Brown. The route undressed corner Vontae Davis, but the alignment, formation, and play call also played a huge part on why the route worked. So here are the keys. It's a trips bunch formation to the field, with Brown as the number one wide receiver. This is important because typically in 3x1 formations, teams will put their star receiver as a solo player to the top of the screen to get them one-on-one. The Steelers do it differently. They align him to the bunch side so that it makes it difficult for defenses to bracket Brown. Post-snap, the Colts are in a single high safety look and appear to be pattern matching the innermost receivers. So, Ben glances to the solo receiver, and that keeps the safety on the hash furthest away from Brown. He then launches it deep, but the ball was inaccurate and is broken up by Butler. So why is this important for the Week 14 matchup between Buffalo and Pittsburgh? Because Buffalo has had trouble versus trips bunch formations. They've given up several touchdowns to the formation, so how they choose to defend it will dictate whether Pittsburgh has success from that formation. Typically, Buffalo likes to play cover 6, check box. Well, versus Jacksonville, that didn't work. Marquise Lee breaks to the middle of the field in between Graham and Meeks' zones for the touchdown. The Bills and Steelers have looked at film and developed ways to combat each other from this formation, and it's based on film study. Here's why Davis reacted the way he did on that first deep shot to Brown in the Colts matchup. 1 week prior versus the Browns, Pittsburgh showed the same exact look. All of the keys are there, down in distance, formation, and alignment. The difference on this play is the route run by Brown. Antonio gets vertical and runs a 17-yard out. Big Ben anticipates and hits the receiver. The play doesn't work without the route running by Brown. First, he gets vertical, but he angles the stem of the route in order to widen Hayden. As Brown breaks the cushion, Hayden is forced to decide what direction he must open his hips, so he opens them to the sideline. But Antonio doesn't try to get outside Hayden, so the corner is forced to quickly swing his hips to the field in order to get into Brown's hip pocket. Of course, then Brown has him. He drops his center of gravity, plants his left foot, and breaks to the sideline. Check out that separation. So although Davis was the butt end of the joke following the game, you can understand why his feet got tangled. In his mind, he was expecting an outbreaking route. Instead, Brown went deep. Flash forward to the second quarter. The Steelers come back to the play, but add play action, so it appears slightly different. But the route by Brown isn't. He again gets deep against Davis, this time for the easy touchdown. Brown releases and drives vertically, so Davis opens his hips to the receiver. So then Brown bends the route to the corner. This causes Davis to drop his hips in order to break, but he's out of control, so he puts his hands on Brown. Antonio is even, so he's leaving, so he turns upfield and accelerates. He tracks the ball perfectly and toe taps in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. The play was run again last week versus the Giants, this time on 2nd and 6. Brown is matched up versus another really good corner in Janoris Jenkins. Antonio shows the same route stem. Big Ben slides in the pocket and makes an elite throw to the far sideline. On the snap, Brown again widens the stem while getting vertical. As he hits the numbers, he works straight down them as if he's committed to go deep. As he hits the 25-yard line, he breaks outside. But Jenkins matches the ability of Brown and is in great position. He turns and breaks on the ball and is in a position to make a play. But Brown recognizes that with the throw from the far hash, he cannot wait on the ball. He must come back to prevent an interception. So instead of flattening the route to the sideline, he converts the route into a deep comeback route to help Ben. Fantastic combination of play design and playmaking skill executed by the offensive coordinator, quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, and receiver Antonio Brown. So Rex and the staff have quite the challenge. How will they defend the trips bunch formation in a manner that will help its corners? But it doesn't end there. How will the corners fare versus one of the best route running receivers in the league? Buffalo's corners have been susceptible to opening their hips too early and incorrectly. Can they match Brown's skill? These are questions that will undoubtedly decide the game this week between the Steelers and Bills. For more Bills analysis, get to cover1.net. You can also follow Cover1 on Twitter and Instagram @Cover1Bills, or on the Cover1 Facebook page.